The Assault Amphibious Vehicle, official designation AAVP-7A1, is a fully tracked amphibious landing vehicle manufactured by U.S.Combat Systems and FNSS Defense Systems. The AAVP-7A1 is the current amphibious troop transport of the United States Marine Corps. It is used by U.S. Marine Corps assault amphibian battalions to land the surface assault elements of the landing force and their equipment in a single lift from assault shipping during amphibious operations to inland objectives and to conduct mechanized operations and related combat support in subsequent mechanized operations ashore. It is also operated by other forces. Marines call them Amtraks, a shortening of their original designation, amphibious tractor. Development. The LVTP-7 was first introduced in 1972 as a replacement for the LVTP-5. In 1982, FMC was contracted to conduct the LVTP-7 Service Life Extension Program, which converted the LVT-7 vehicles to the improved AAV-7A1 vehicle by adding an improved engine, transmission, and weapons system and improving the overall maintainability of the vehicle. The Cummins VT400 diesel engine replaced the GM8V53T, and this was driven through FMC's HS400-3A1 transmission. The hydraulic traverse and elevation of the weapons station was replaced by electric motors, which eliminated the danger from hydraulic fluid fires. The suspension and shock absorbers were strengthened as well. The fuel tank was made safer, and a fuel-burning smoke generator system was added. 8 smoke grenade launchers were also placed around the armament station. The headlight clusters were housed in a square recess instead of the earlier round type. The driver was provided with an improved instrument panel and a night vision device, and a new ventilation system was installed. These upgraded vehicles were originally called LVT-7A1, but the Marine Corps renamed the LVTP-7A1 to AAV-7A1 in 1984. Another improvement was added starting in 1987 in the form of a Cadillac gauge weapon station or upgunned weapon station, which was armed with both a 50 cal M2HB machine gun and a Mk 1940mm grenade launcher. Enhanced applique armor kits were developed for the AAV-7A1 in 1989 and fitted by 1993, and the added weight of the new armor necessitated the addition of a bowplane kit when operating afloat. The Assault Amphibian Vehicle Reliability, Availability, Maintainability, Rebuilt a Standard program has provided for a replacement of both the engine and suspension with U.S. Army M2 Bradley fighting vehicle components modified for the AAV. The ground clearance has returned to 16 inches and the horsepower-to-ton ratio has changed from 13:1 back to 17:1. The AAV RAM-RS rebuild encompassed all AAV systems and components in order to return the AAV back to the original vehicle's performance specifications and ensure acceptable Fleet Marine Force AAV readiness ratings until the EFV is operational. Introduction of the BFV components and the rebuilt a standard effort is expected to reduce maintenance costs from the remaining life of the AAV through the year 2013. Though due to the cancellation of the EFV, the AAV will remain in service much longer. Limited reset. In July 2013, the Marine Corps began seeking industry assistance for a limited reset of the service's AAVs to enhance reliability. The limited reset was planned to begin in 2016, with roughly 40% of the 1,064 vehicle fleet to go through a survivability upgrade. The AAV's service life is to end in 2030. The Marines released a request for proposals for the AAV Survivability Upgrade Program on 29 October 2013. 396 AAVs are planned to go through the survivability upgrade, with numbers varying each year ranging from 22 to 96 vehicles. Survivability upgrades will be applied to a fraction of the fleet to improve force protection until the fielding of the Amphibious Combat Vehicle. SAIC was awarded the contract to perform AAV upgrades in March 2015. The Naval Research Laboratory is working on a rare type of rubber that can provide corrosion resistance and ballistic protection for marine AAVs and help extend the service lives to 2035. Previous methods of bolting on additional armor layered laminate high-hard steel, rubber, and soft steel, which weakened from thermal expansion and contraction, water corrosion, and physical damage. The NRL is experimenting with a specific type of rubber called polyurea that stretches with the armor without cracking, which can better absorb the kinetic energy of bullets and blast fragments. On 28 January 2016, Marine and SAIC officials unveiled the AAV Survivability Upgrade. Survivability enhancements include replacing the angled enhanced applique armor kit with 49 buoyant, flat-sided ceramic panels of weight, a 2.25-in thick aluminum armor underbelly providing MRAP-equivalent blast protection, a bonded spool liner, armor-protected external fuel tanks, and 18 blast-mitigating seats in an alternating high and low pattern with elevated footstands. To handle the extra weight and increase land speed, it has a VT903 engine that boosts power from 525 horsepower to 675 horsepower, as well as a new power takeoff unit and transmission. Shocks have been replaced by a new suspension system that uses rotary dampers and upgraded torsion bars, which raises the hull by 3 inches and gives a smoother ride. The troop compartment of provisions for the crew and embarked Marines is also revamped, increasing supplies to operate from 1 day to 3. Speed on water is expected to increase due to new axial flow water jets, and reserve buoyancy is increased from 18 to 22%. The upgrade costs $1.65 million per vehicle, and will be applied to enough AAV personnel variants to lift 4 infantry battalions. Testing will be conducted throughout 2016, with low-rate initial production expected in 2017, initial operational capability in 2019, and full operational capability in 2023. Variants: LVTP-7 Original Series introduced from 1972. Originally armed with the M85 50 cal machine gun, LVTP-7A1 to 1982 upgraded, renamed to AAVP-7A1 from 1984. AAVP-7A1. This is the most common AAV, as it carries a turret equipped with an M2HB 50 caliber heavy machine gun and a Mk 1940mm automatic grenade launcher. It carries 4 crew radios as well as the AN/VIC-2 intercom system. It is capable of carrying 25 combat-equipped Marines in addition to the crew of 4, driver, crew chief, vehicle commander, gunner, and rear crewmen. AAVC-7A1. This vehicle does not have a turret, and much of the cargo space of the vehicle is occupied by communications equipment. This version only has 2 crew radios, and in addition to the VIC-2, it also carries 2 VRC-92s, a VRC-89, a PRC-103 UHF radio, AMRC-83 HF radio and the MSQ internetworking system. system used to control the various radios. This AAV has a crew of 3, and additionally carries 5 radio operators, 3 staff members, and 2 commanding officers. Recently, the C-7 has been upgraded to use Harris Falcon II class radios, specifically the PRC-117 for VHF, UHF, SATCOM, and the PRC-150 for HF. AAV R7A1. This vehicle also does not have a turret. The R7 is considered the wrecker, as it has a crane as well as most tools and equipment needed for field repairs. It is by far the heaviest of the 3, and sits considerably lower in the water. Crew of 3, not including the repairmen. Many P-7s have been modified to carry the Mk-154 MCLC, or Mine Clearance Line Charge. The MCLC kit can fire 3 linear demolition charges to breach a lane through a minefield. MCLCs were used in the 1991 Persian Gulf War and again in Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2003. In the 1970s, the U.S. Army used an LVT-P-7 as the basis for the Mobile Test Unit, a ground-based anti-aircraft high-energy laser. After several successful test firings at Redstone Army Arsenal, the laser was reportedly transferred to NASA. Combat history. 20 U.S.-built LVT-P-7s were used by Argentina during the 1982 invasion of the Falkland Islands, with all of them returning to the Argentine mainland before the war ended. From 1982 to 1984, LVT-P-7s were deployed with U.S. Marines as part of the multinational peacekeeping force in Beirut, Lebanon. As Marines became increasingly involved in hostilities, several vehicles sustained minor damage from shrapnel and small arms fire. On October 25, 1983, U.S. Marine LVT-P-7s conducted a highly successful amphibious landing on the island of Grenada as part of Operation Urgent Fury. It was heavily used in the 1991 Gulf War and Operation Restore Hope. After the 2003 invasion of Iraq, AAV-7A1s were criticized for providing poor protection for the crew and passengers compared with other vehicles such as the M2 Bradley. 8 were disabled or destroyed during the Battle of Nasiriyah, where they faced RPG, mortar, tank and artillery fire. At least 1 vehicle was destroyed by fire from friendly A-10 Warthog attack planes. In August 2005, 14 Marines were killed when their AAV struck a roadside bomb in the Euphrates River Valley. Replacement. Renamed from the Advanced Assault Amphibious Vehicle in late 2003, the Expeditionary Fighting Vehicle was designed to replace the aging AAV, able to transport a full Marine rifle squad to shore from an amphibious assault ship beyond the horizon with 3 times the speed in water and about twice the armor of the AAV, and superior firepower as well. It was the Marine Corps' #1 priority ground weapon system acquisition. The EFV was intended for deployment in 2015. However, in January 2011, United States Defense Secretary Robert Gates announced plans to cancel the Expeditionary Fighting Vehicle. In 2012, the USMC dropped the EFV and cancelled the program. The AAV-7 is planned to remain in service for some years to come. Out of the 1,058 AAVs in the fleet, 396 will undergo a survivability upgrade to lift 6 infantry battalions and keep them in service another 20 years, while vehicles of the non-upgraded portion of the fleet will be replaced as the amphibious combat vehicle enters service. Training Systems. The Office of Naval Research, under the Virtual Training and Environments Program, led by then LCDR Dylan Schmorrow, developed a prototype training system called the AAV Turret Trainer. The system consists of an actual surplus turret mounted with ISMT weapons firing on a projected screen displaying the VIRTE virtual environment. A total of 15 systems were produced for the USMC and 1 system for Taiwan. Operators. Current operators: Argentina, Infanteria de Marina, 21 LVTP-7S, upgraded locally by MECATROL with Caterpillar C7 diesel engines and minor changes to running gear and other components. Brazil, Corpo de Fuzileiros Nave de Brazil, 39 AAV-7A1, 9 LVTP-7A1, 2 LVTC-7A1 and 2 LVTR-7A1. Indonesia, Indonesian Marine Corps, 10 units donated by South Korea. Italy, Esercito Italiano Lagunari Regiment, 15 AAVP-7, 1 AAVC-7, 1 AAVR-7. Marina Militare San Marco Brigade, 15 AAVP-7, 2 AAVC-7, 1 AAVR-7. South Korea, Republic of Korea Marine Corps, 162. ROC, Republic of China Marine Corps, 54 and 1 AAV Turret Trainer, 36 currently on order for $375 million USD. Spain, Spanish Navy Marines, 19. Upgraded to AAV-7A1 standard. Thailand, Royal Thai Marine Corps, 36. USA, United States Marine Corps, 1,311. Venezuela, Venezuelan Marine Corps, 11 AAVT-7S. Future operators: Japan, JGSDF, after a period of testing 6 AAVP-7A1S. Japan on 7 April 2016 announced it would purchase 30 systems. Vehicles are AAV-7A1 reliability, availability, and maintainability, rebuilt as standard versions, with a more powerful engine and drivetrain and an upgraded suspension system, providing improved mobility, command, control, and repair capabilities. Deliveries to take place in mid to late 2017. Philippines, Philippine Marine Corps, 8 units on order.